Alright, come on, more. Tell me your name, tell me what deck you're playing.
So I'm Isaac Minton, and I am the proprietor of the Fossil Tier Pile.
Alright, let's see what you got here, Mr. Fossil Tier Pile.
Alrighty, so to start off with the monsters, there are a lot of them. So for the tier package, I run 3 Merrily, I run 3 Havness, 3 Sharon, and 3 Rhino-Heart. You know, pretty standard. And then for the Izushu cards, I run 3 Guido, 3 Kelbeck, 3 Medora, and 3 Caldo.
This man's really piling them together.
Yeah, I have to get as many mills as possible. That's why people only play 1 of these, but I like playing 3 because extra mills.
Yeah, very true.
So
unless you're playing the mirror match, you're like, well, fuck, I'm milling, you milling, we mill together.
Oh, I'm willing to take that risk. I want to see what everybody's deck can do.
And it's true. It's like, hey, I'm here to test your capacity.
I mean, in a mirror match the other day, I milled 20 cards in my opponent's deck and kept going.
Oh,
just because. And then for additional engine, I play 2 Lubellions and 3 Magnemutes.
No, was it the Druid Worm?
No, I have him in my not my side deck, but I have him. I'm considering putting him in, but I don't know. He hasn't really ever helped me during testing. But there's a reason I play Lubellion, but I'll explain that here in a little bit.
Okay.
So that's all for that. And now for the main reason that people know my deck is a fossil part. I play 2 Weathering Soldier, 3 Tackle Crusader, 1 Revival Golem, 1 Shell Knight, and 1 Gaia Plate the Earth Giant.
Oh my goodness, so kind of explain what all these cards do.
Yeah, so Weathering Soldier, when sent to the graveyard by battle or card effects, he gets any card that lists Fossil Fusion in its text or Fossil Fusion itself. Tackle Crusader can either book a monster or destroy a spell or trap. Revival Golem, you know, we all know what he does.
Yeah, free extender.
Free extender, free level 4, all kinds of good stuff.
Easy way to make Dweller.
Even though I've drawn him over 7 different times.
Yeah, that's what it's in. Get out of my hand.
Shell Knight basically just links you to Gaia Plate. Either you summon him or you add him to your hand. And then Gaia Plate is just, he's an answer that to tier that, or answer to Fluandries that Fluandries doesn't have.
Very true.
Because he halves the attack of all monsters he battles. And defense.
That's
so
pretty good. And he's big, 2800,
yeah.
Big body.
But you have to banish a rock every turn, every standby phase, otherwise he's destroyed. That's all the monsters. So let's see about the traps.
Traps and spells, oh my lord, 60 card pile.
You're right. So for spells, you know, pretty standard, 3 planets. I have 3 Scream. I have 2 Grief.
Grief's busted.
And that's about it for my tier element spells. I don't have Heartbeat yet because I'm unsure about it, you know. It could be good, but it could not be.
Yeah, it's like one of those things, like it can mill another name, like add you back a trap, but it really just depends. And you do mill a lot, but like you have like, what, 3 traps?
Right.
So it's like 60 cards, you mill in 3 traps, you're like,
it can be good. I prefer Grief because that's just like a 1 body, just, you know, extender on its own.
You summon them, you summon a tier, send the tier that you summon, and you trigger and like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. Or if you have one that's already on your field, you just blow that one up instead and trigger it. So then for all my 1-ofs, I play 1 Terraforming, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Rhoda, 1 Instant, 1 Goldbath. I feel like these all kind of speak for themselves, you know.
Very true.
Planet, anything, Rhino Heart, a Godly card.
Might be banned, we don't know.
Nah.
It's literally 1 card says, I'm comboing. Unless you mill bad, and you're like, I'm not comboing. You know what I'm saying?
This is just anti-everything.
Very true.
Especially Dimension Shifter, I hate that card.
If you open this card as a 1-of, you are the best player I've ever seen.
I don't know.
Like opening call by against Shifter every game.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
I'm that guy.
That's why I don't play Herald, is because I never saw Herald when I needed it.
Very true. And you play 60 cards, so it's
right.
Like,
so it's with decreased frequency.
You probably have to play like every other Herald.
Right. So now for my Fossil spells, I got 3 Fossil Fusion. You know, as you do.
So we're gonna explain Fossil Fusion when you get done listening to your spells.
And then I also have 3 Miracle Rupture.
So explain these cards in particular.
Miracle Rupture first. So Miracle Rupture allows me to send any level 4 or lower rock from the deck to the graveyard. And then if Fossil Fusion's in the graveyard, I can draw a card. So this allows me to trigger Weathering Soldier, Revival Golem, Shell Knight, even Flint Cragger. But Flint Cragger's not in this deck.
Yeah, but it's like one of those targets you could play.
Yeah,
potentially
because
play.
he gives me a free body in the graveyard. But that's what that does. It's just basically Foolish Burial for half my deck. And then Fossil Fusion, a card that nobody knows how to deal with quite yet.
Very true.
This card, you can fusion summon by using monsters in either graveyard. And if I use monsters from your graveyard, you can't target it with monster effects.
Very good. So they can't Kaleido, they can't do it.
They can't Kaleido, they can't Dracostapelia. Can't
He's
none.
like, I'm killing you.
Right, until they just use a non-target banish Makalis.
Yeah.
But
that's understandable. Makalis says Makalis.
but yeah, that's about it for my spells.
All right.
Let's get on into the few traps that I play. So it's a kind of an odd option. Nobody really plays it, but I play one Exchange of the Spirit.
You're getting that extra little 5 cards in there.
That or the Mudora in Keldo, I can reset 5 instead of 3. Because that won me game against Alan is I reset his entire graveyard.
Oh my lord.
Because I milled Exchange of the Spirit.
Yeah, let's put your whole graveyard back.
Right, and then I play 3 Sullik. Just because I mill with such frequency that I can just keep adding monsters from deck to hand. Usually I get Haviness off of this, and then I go from there. I don't play Crime. I will once I get one, but I don't have one yet.
Yeah.
So that's about it for my main deck.
All right, 60 cards as well.
Yeah, 60 cards, and yeah, it's got the
Fossil Tier Pal.
Yep.
That's find a name for that.
I mean,
Fatir. Fossil Tier. Fatir.
Fossil. I don't know.
We're gonna figure it out.
We'll figure it out. All right, for the extra deck. So for the tier element, we got 2 Kit Kalos. I find it good to have 2 in case one gets banished or
that is true.
One just happens to get belled or something.
I literally was at
know.
Columbus and I was like, I'm a banished to Kit Kalos. He said, yeah, I play 2. I said, this is no fucking way. No fucking way. He said, yeah, I'm like the only one. Who knew?
I mean, here's another one.
Yeah,
it just helps to have more than one. Then I played one of Rukalos, you know, good against everything except birds.
Very true.
And Spiral.
Yeah. If you see a Spiral player, they're animals.
Or like a Spiral Phantasm.
Oh, I feel you on it.
Then I play one Kaleido Heart. You know, you gotta play Kaleido Heart.
Yeah.
It's just that good.
Sort of standard in the ratios of the
Absolutely. Now let's get on to something a little bit funkier in the extra deck. So these are all my fossils. So I play 1 Skullbone, 1 Skull King, and 1 Skullgios.
Yeah, so explain each one of these as well.
Skullbone really doesn't do much. All he does is level 4 Abyss Dweller or Redoer.
Oh, I understand.
That's all he does. So that's all he does. Skull King, attack twice, piercing, pretty good. And then during my opponent's turn, discard a card, rip it out of your graveyard, rip a card out of your graveyard. So if I take one of your tiers, I can activate it, mill my own deck.
Oh my god.
So that's pretty good. And then Skullgios, I've won games just with him alone. He can switch the attack and defense of monsters he battles, and then do double damage.
That's pretty good.
So if you don't have anything to beat over him, that's all.
Yeah, and if you make him a false fusion, you can't target him.
Exactly. Yeah. If you make any of these with false fusion, you can't target them with monster effects. If you use monsters in either graveyard, if you use just your own, then you can't. Then they can be targeted. But more than likely, it's going to be something in your opponent's graveyard. Because I did play a card called Specimen Inspection, where I forced my opponent to send any card of my choice to their graveyard in their deck. But it's not good if I'm going first because I don't know what they're playing.
Very true.
So I cut that. And then 2 other standard fusions, Garura and Dracostapelia. They kind of really speak for themselves. You know, Garura, draw 1, Dracostapelia, negate. Pretty good. This is good against Sprite. You know, change their level.
You change level, you're not a 2 anymore, buddy.
Hey, what are they going to do? They're going to cry is what they're
You're a
going to do.
level 1 starter.
Yes, sir. So that's about it for those guys. Now for my XYZs, like I said, I got Redoer, Dweller, and Zeus. You know, Redoer's good just in general. He's got a really big attack. You can draw, banish him, take your opponent's deck apart.
Trigger your tiers too.
Exactly, yeah. Detaching Rhino Heart or Sharon. It's pretty good. Or even detaching Weathering Soldier to get Fossil Fusion, or Shell Knight to get Gaia Plate. It's pretty good.
These interactions are so weird and strange and beautiful at the same time.
Oh yeah, I love that deck. Then you know, Dweller, he dwells in the depths. What can we say?
Yeah, true. God carp.
Yeah, he just dwells in the abyss. And then Zeus, you know, these guys make one of these guys.
I like the way you did that. He dwells in the depth of his abyss.
Yep.
I like it.
So that's all for that.
How often did you summon Zeus?
So Zeus I actually see with quite increased frequency against Fluandries and Exorcister, or really against any other non-tier matchup, because I find myself going into Redoer. If they banish my other guys, I just summon Skullbone plus a level 4, make him attack Zeus, wipe the board, restart, and then basically kill them next turn. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's it.
Especially if I have summoned Zeus before with my 2 fossils on either side of him. And so by the time my opponent picked both of them apart, he had a bunch of materials, wiped the board. You can't do anything.
That's all you get. Game over.
You can't do anything about that. And then last 2 cards in my extra deck, gotta have Elf, Dark, and Unicorn. You know, Elf is good for, you know, good old Merrily, Summoner back. I know people are using Diviner, but I'm not too sure about the whole synchroing in this deck. I'm not on that bandwagon just yet.
Yeah, like not in your version.
Yeah, not in my version. I prefer more fusion heavy. And then, you know, Dark, take your Dark monsters like somebody's DPE.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible.
Unicorn.
That's a hate crime. Take a hero.
Unicorn just to spin back anything.
Very true.
You know, so
another question, like with your links, did you ever think about running Sprin?
So I have thought about Sprin, but anytime that I go to do him, or I've gotten to test him, he never works out. He always gets ashed or something.
Like he gets some type of interruption.
He gets some type of interruption, and I'm just like, well, I wish I would have made Elf.
Yeah, I feel
So that's why I took him out altogether. I actually traded him away today.
Oh yeah, I feel that. Understandable.
But the most important card of this deck, really, that has won me the most games, is the Spider Egg token. I mean, we gotta talk about it. It took me a year and a half to get this. This is my good luck charm.
Yeah, that thing puts in work. When we played our Battle of the Math, you had this on board and you literally was bodying me. I was like, my God, I picked the deck. I'm supposed to be doing good, right? Nope, not at all.
Nope, but as soon as this card is not on my field when I'm playing my deck, it does not work at all.
I feel it. Also, another question I know people notice, where'd you get your mat from?
Oh, so I'm the person that has all the cool custom mats that people notice. You know, I got the frogs, I got the different math mix, I got the DD mat. I'm quite addicted to mats, but I get them all on Amazon. There's a place you can buy any custom mat that you want for $18.95. You can send him any picture and he'll print it into a mat.
Okay.
And yeah, that's where I get pretty much all of them.
I'll have to put that in and get a link to that somewhere. Other than that, I appreciate your profile and appreciate you playing this crazy version of Tier that I've never seen before, and hopefully we never play at all, because you banished my monsters. I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and cry.
I mean, absolutely. And this deck is going to be upgraded here soon to accommodate volcanics and insect type monsters.
Oh my Lord, I don't
That's
know
gonna
what's going on.
that's gonna be pretty good.
This man's an animal. We're done.